Grad school or start your career? I know that many of you are in this exact position or will be. Hello everyone, I'm Ellie over here at Fourth. Thank you so much for being here. Today we are going to talk about what to think through when you're deciding between going to grad school or starting your career. If you haven't already, hit that like button below, maybe even subscribe, set up those notifications. We want to have you in the Fourth family officially. Because so many Fourth clients and students and family go through this same wondering, this same questioning on whether they should go straight to grad school or begin their career, we decided that we should create a video to help you answer that question with a couple additional questions. So without any further introduction, here are the questions that you need to ask yourself when determining, is it grad school or is it career? Number 1, are you thinking grad school strictly because you are stuck in the job search? I think this goes without saying, but if the answer is yes, that is not a good enough reason to spend the time and the money on going back to school. The reason for this is because you're going to be back in the exact same position that you are right now when you're leaving grad school. You're still going to have to find a job at that point. It may even be more challenging because you're going to have to explain why you decided to go straight from undergrad to get your master's. Quick plug. If this is you and you genuinely would like to start your career now, but you can't seem to find a role that fits you, we would love to have you in our Fourth family as part of our Get Hired method. So if you're thinking, yes, that's what I need, that's what I want, there is a link below for you to get on our Get Hired Bootcamp waitlist. Now, the second question you need to ask yourself is, what is the expected earning potential of graduating with your master's versus not having it in the first place? This is an extremely important data point. And honestly, it seems kind of obvious, but most of the time, we're not making these side-by-side comparisons. We're not doing that research before we decide to go to grad school. And that is such a huge indication of if you should ultimately get your degree. If your expected income with that master's degree is close to double what it could be with just an undergrad, then I say go and get it. However, if it's very nominal difference, or if it's going to take a long time to reach that difference income level, it may make more sense to go ahead and start your career now, get the experience, and then when you go to grad school, you're bringing that experience into your schooling. The third question I want you to ask yourself is, what is the network potential? Meaning, what types of people are you going to be going to school with? What types of people are you going to be rubbing elbows with? Your classmates, your professors? Is it in the city and the state that you ultimately want to grow and develop in? Is it in the right industry, the same types of people that you'll be going to school with? Can they help you grow in your career? Will they help you down the line? Are they people that you would want to start a business with one day or take your career to the next level? If the answer is no, then you may want to either A, reconsider grad school, or B, look at other grad schools where those indicators are true for you. And the last question, and arguably the most important when you're deciding coming out of undergrad, should I start my career or should I go straight to grad school? On a scale of 1 to 10, how certain are you that this is the field that you want to be in? As an example, I talk to many students who say, I'm going to go to law school because I studied pre-law, or I'm going to go to med school because I'm a biology major and there's not really that much else I can do with a biology major. Wrong. Stop. That is not a good enough reason to spend that type of money and time on a second degree. Now, if you're on the flip side of that, if you are a biology student and it is your dream to be a doctor, then it makes perfect sense to go straight into med school. But if you're not really sure, if you are uncertain or wavering, or you think you'll just figure it out when you're done with it, I would highly recommend getting some sort of experience, even if it's an internship, in that field before you invest that time and money in school, so that you can be 100% certain this is at least the direction you want to go in, the field you're most interested in, and you're not going to be wasting your time. And I would argue that it is hard to know for certain, leaving undergrad, what you want to do with your life and ultimately with your career and in what field. So that's why I think getting those internships in a law firm, in a medical facility, in a accounting or finance firm, talk with people that have their MBA, talk with people who have their master's in XYZ to see what they do, what their everyday is like, see if you can shadow them and really get a taste of what that everyday would look like, because what schooling for that position looks like may be very different than the actual role. All right. There you have it. Those are the questions that I would strongly urge you to think through before you pull the trigger, you apply to that school, you send in your deposit, your tuition, etc. Think about, is grad school the best option, or can I start my career and ultimately go back to grad school? Also, fun fact, you never know who you're going to work for, and they may pay for your grad school one day. Thank you for tuning in today to this fourth YouTube video. If you loved it, if you just simply cannot get enough, we would ask that you subscribe below so that you get all of our videos that drop every single Tuesday. Send it to a friend or a fellow career enthusiast just like yourself. As I mentioned before, we have all of our free goodies and our Get Hired waitlist linked below, as well as our podcast, our Instagram. We would love to connect with you on all the things. Come over there, tell us how much you love our YouTube and what else you want to learn from us. Thanks again. That's all I have for you friends today, so go forth.